Hi ladies, and welcome to volume 1 of the Inspire to Empower Masterclass of the Bosses Building Bosses project. I am so happy that you could join us and that you took the initiative of registering and following on this journey with us here at Goals with Goals 767. Today we're going to be focusing on entrepreneurship, how to start, how to run, and how to grow your business. Before we proceed, some housekeeping matters. This online course or this video course is going to be premiered at 6 p.m. this evening on the Girls with Goals 767 Facebook page as well as our YouTube channel. So you are at liberty to take this video course when you feel it convenient or when you are able. You do not have to take the course this evening per se. Also, the quiz associated with this course will be emailed to you at the same time that this video is going to be premiered. So you will look out for an email from Girls with Goals 767 at 6 p.m. with the link to the quiz. So whenever you are done going through the video course and you feel that you're ready to go ahead and take the quiz, then you will be able to access it via the link that I will email to you later this evening. Remember that you have to obtain 20 points and above in order to have successfully completed this video course. And if you are interested in doing volume 2, then you simply send me a message via our business WhatsApp number and I will register you on my end. Okay ladies, let us begin, shall we? As you can see here, we came up with 3 video course objectives for these masterclasses, and I would like to just go through them briefly. The first objective is to build awareness of the importance of small business ventures in the economy. The second objective is to assess the need for an increase of that awareness. And the third objective is to assist and equip women-owned small businesses, those with brand ideas, or those who are interested in entrepreneurship with vital information and advice that can benefit them and can benefit their professional development. So let's begin with entrepreneurship. We're going to go through the definition and the structure of entrepreneurship. What it means to be an entrepreneur. What is an entrepreneur? What is entrepreneurship? The entrepreneur is defined as someone who has the ability and desire to establish, administer, and succeed in a startup venture, along with risk entitled to it, to make profits. To be an entrepreneur, you have to have the ability, and not only the ability, but you also need to have the desire to want to partake in or to delve into that particular industry. Okay, the best example of entrepreneurship is the starting of a new business venture. Once you start a new business, you are considered to be an entrepreneur. Now, entrepreneurship is that ability and readiness to develop, organize, and run a business enterprise. Entrepreneurship is connected with land, labor, natural resources, and capital, which can generate profit. The vision of entrepreneurship is defined by discovering new ideas and taking risks, and it is an indispensable part of a nation's capacity to succeed in an ever-changing and more competitive global marketplace. So ladies, always bear in mind what an entrepreneur is. You have to portray the mindset, you have to have the ability and the desire to want to jump into that particular career and that particular industry. And entrepreneurship is that ability and that desire to run, to grow, and to start a business venture. We're going to take a look now at the entrepreneurial structure. This type of structure is built around the owner or the manager and is typical of small companies in the early stages of their development. You will find that in the organizational structure, the entrepreneurial structure is the simplest of the organizational structures. The entrepreneur himself or herself often has specialist knowledge of the product or service. When looking at the subject of organizational structures, entrepreneurial structures are probably the simplest structures you will find, and it is how many organizations start. So you have the entrepreneur at the helm of everything, that is you and me. We are the owners, we are at the top. And then if need be, or if based on what business that you have, you may or may not have employees. So that's basically what this structure entails. As time moves on and as time goes by and you build on your business grows and you add on more people, you expand your team, then your structure changes. And then later on we will see that you will no longer need this simplified organizational structure. You will need a larger organizational structure because you are no longer a small business. Let us look at some advantages and disadvantages of this entrepreneurial structure. The first advantage, there is only one person taking decisions. This should lead to decisions being made quickly. So you are at the top of your structure as a small business owner or as a business owner. You are making the decisions, especially when you don't have a team or you don't have employees. You're the one who decides everything and who goes through the process of your business development. The second advantage, as soon as an element of the market alters, the entrepreneur should recognize it and act quickly. I deliberately put should there because as an entrepreneur, especially when you're going at it alone, when you're just starting, it is very important and imperative that you keep abreast with what's going on in the economy, and you always educate yourself, especially when it comes to issues pertaining to the products that you offer and the services that you offer to your customers. The third advantage of this entrepreneurial structure is that because of the lack of chain of command and of the size of the business, this should mean that the entrepreneur has complete control over the workforce, has complete control of all decisions within the business leading to their ultimate goal. So because there is no chain of command to go through, it's just you and me. At the helm again, we have the entrepreneur, and if need be, we have our team members or our staff or employees. Because there is no chain of command, the entrepreneur who is at the top of the organizational structure, or the entrepreneurial structure rather, should make all the decisions and also should have control over the entire workforce and over all the processes involved in the business development. Let us look now at the disadvantages of the entrepreneurial structure. This type of structure is usually suited to small companies where, due to the size, there is no career path for the employees. Because the business is small, because you're just starting off and it's just you and maybe one team member or one person working for you or under you. And also, for example, you may be selling one item or a few items. If you're in the food industry, you may be selling pies only or hot dogs only. And you have one person assisting you in the kitchen to prepare the items. There is really no room at that stage, and because of the size of your business and at that stage of your business development, there is no room for advancement, as opposed to if you were at the maturity stage of your business life cycle and you add on new team members, or you're growing and you add on new products, you become innovative with what you offer, then your organizational structure will change. Which brings us to the second disadvantage. If the organization grows, one person will not be able to cope with the increased volume of decisions and so on. So again, if your business is starting small, you are at the helm, you make all the decisions. When your business starts growing and when you have increased and expanded, it may be too much for you to handle. And now that organizational structure will no longer be necessary. You will need to expand your organizational structure to suit your business development. We have 4 types of entrepreneurship, which we're going to look at now. The first one is small business entrepreneurship. These businesses are, for example, a hairdresser, a grocer, travel agent. So these businesses or business owners are small and they're just doing it because, for example, they have the skill, they have the capacity, they are competent in that particular area, so they see an opportunity that they can capitalize on and make money from. Usually they employ family members to assist them. Usually they take small business loans or loans from friends and family to finance their small business ventures. The second type of entrepreneurship is the scalable startup. This type of entrepreneurship starts a business, or the entrepreneur rather in that particular type, starts a business knowing that their vision can change the world. So most of us fall into that category of entrepreneurship. We start our business because we feel that we have the ability and we have that vision that we can impact lives with whatever that we're offering, whether it's a product or service or combination of both. This type of entrepreneurship also attracts investors, and they attract more investment because they are constantly looking for innovative ways to expand, and they're constantly looking for ways to grow their business and to work on different projects within their business. The third type of entrepreneurship is the large company. The large company has a defined life cycle, and they grow and sustain by offering new and innovative products and services that revolve around the main product. So larger companies will fall under that. They are already in their growth stage, maturity stage as well in their business life cycle, which is defined, and these entrepreneurship category, or these entrepreneurs who fall in that category, they tend to be more innovative. They want to create new ideas based on the initial item or product or service that they offered, and they want to constantly grow and reach to a particular point in their business life cycle. And the fourth and final type of entrepreneurship is the social entrepreneurship, which many of us fall under, as with myself. This type of entrepreneurship focuses on producing products and services that resolve social needs and problems. So entrepreneurs who fall under this type or this category, most of them, or not, if not all, started their business because they saw a need in society that they wanted to change, or they wanted to help change. And this is primarily the mandate why they started their business. For profit, yes, because all of us come into business for profit or start businesses for profit, but social entrepreneurs do it because they want to create impact. They want to create positive change. They see a need, a certain need in the society, in their communities, in their country, and they want to give back. The profit will always come. So this vision that they have, again going back to what an entrepreneur is and the characteristics of an entrepreneur, which we will look at later on in this video course, it falls back to the desire and the ability and the mindset of wanting to create change and wanting to do something better and to help, change people's mindset of certain things. So that is what most of us as social entrepreneurs, that's the category that we fall into. Our only motto and goal is to work towards making the society a better place, not making any profits. Yes, most of us do fall under this category, and we do offer products and services. We do sell products and services, but the selling of the products and services is not at the forefront. What is at the helm of our business and what drives social entrepreneurship is that desire to want to create impact in the society. So ladies, which type of entrepreneur fits your business profile? You can put it down in the comments below. Tell us what entrepreneur fits you. Or if you haven't started your business yet and you have an idea for a business, what entrepreneurship type or what entrepreneur you would want to be. Do you want to be a social entrepreneur? Do you want to be a small business but a scalable one? Do you just want to be small, or do you want to start small to eventually become large? So tell us, leave a comment below, and we will be happy to see the different feedback that we get from you. Alright ladies, now we're going to look a little at social entrepreneurship, and we're going to just talk a little bit about what it means to be a social entrepreneur, what characteristics that you should possess if you would like to be a social entrepreneur, if you have an idea for a business that falls into that category of entrepreneurship. You have to constantly be creative. Find creative ways to improve on your services that you want to offer, improve on your products that you want to offer. Some persons start businesses to improve the quality of their life. Others seek to work for themselves. Some simply see an opportunity in the market and they cannot resist but to grab that opportunity. But sometimes entrepreneurs have the desire, or persons have the desire, to use business as a means of creating positive change. So that is one of the characteristics of being a social entrepreneur. We see an opportunity that we can use business to not only make profits and to offer a service and to make money, but we use that opportunity and that business to create change. So it's like an aid for us. So we want to create positive change. So that's an advantage. We're going to go into business to be able to create positive change and at the same time, make money. So being creative is very important as a social entrepreneur. Again, we go back to having a passion to want to effect change and want to create impact. You have to be passionate about what you want to do. You also have to portray leadership qualities. You have to, especially if it's just you at the helm of everything, you have to portray that sense of leadership, that sense of independence, confidence in yourself, knowing that you can do what you set out to do, and you entered into this career field for a reason. You wanted to be an entrepreneur, you wanted to work for yourself, and also as a social entrepreneur, you wanted to impact lives and create positive change. So leadership quality is another thing that goes hand in hand with passion and creativity, as well as drive. You have to have the drive, you have to have the correct mindset in being an entrepreneur, to be an entrepreneur, if you have interest in it and if you have interest in starting your own business. And you have to have motivation. You have to be motivated, you have to want to do things, you have to want to impact, you have to want to create positive change, you have to want to help, you have to want to do all these things that come with being a social entrepreneur. And even if you have no interest in being a social entrepreneur, just a small entrepreneur, you still have to be able to portray these characteristics. We're going to move on to the business model, creating a social business model. Now, there are different elements of a business model before we go into what a business model is. A business model, simply put, is a description of how your business makes money. So there are different elements of a business model. It is made up of 4 elements: a value proposition, resources, which includes people, money, and technology, processes to convert inputs into finished products or services, and the profit formula that determines the margins, asset velocity, and scale required to attract returns. So simply put, your business model is separated into 4 areas. You have your priorities and you have your capabilities. Okay? Under your priorities, it is split up into two parts. Your value proposition, what makes you unique, what helps your customers to be more effective and to afford them a service or a product that they could not find, they could not do themselves. So that is the priority in your business model. The second part of your priority section in your business model would be your profit formula. That includes all your finances, your assets, your expenses, your fixed costs to operate your business. The second part of your business formula would include your capabilities, your resources, and your processes. So these are the two aspects that fall under your capabilities. Your resources would mean whatever you use to develop your product. Technology, if you have people working for you, that's people. Products, if you use a facility, if you use equipment. So these are your resources. And the second item under capabilities in your business model is your processes. Process, the way in which you deliver your services, the way in which you deliver your product, the way that you work towards delivering your products and your services to your customers. So these are the four parts of your business model. Okay, just to recap for you for note-taking purposes, the four parts of your business model. You have your priorities section and you have your capabilities section. Now under priorities, you have value proposition, what makes you different, what makes you unique compared to your competitors, what about your product and your service that you're offering to your client that they couldn't get somewhere else or that they couldn't do themselves. And then the second part of your priority section is your profit formula. That would be everything finance-wise, everything money-wise. So your expenses, your assets, your fixed costs, and so on. Then you have the capabilities part of your business model, which is broken down into resources and processes. Your resources will be whatever you use to deliver your services and your products. If you use certain technology, if you use certain equipment, if you use facilities, if you use staffing, if you have a team, so that is what you put under resources. And then the second part of capabilities would be your processes. Processes is the ways in which you deliver your products and your services. So your manufacturing, the way you manufacture, the way you set up your services, the manner in which you deliver your services, so that would fall under processes. Okay, so a business model is a description of how your business makes money. So there are three parts of a business model: everything it takes to make something, everything it takes to sell that something, and how and what the customer pays. So everything it takes to make something, that's part of your business model. That would fall under your resources and your processes. Everything it takes. So whatever resources you use to make your products, that is what it takes to make whatever you sell. Same goes with services. Whatever you use to deliver your services, whatever process you use to operate, that is what it would mean by everything it takes to make whatever you sell. Everything it takes to sell that thing, that would be your processes again, resources, profit formula, because it takes money to be able to offer the services and the products. So that would fall under everything it takes to sell. How and what the customer pays would fall under your value proposition as well as your profit formula. So what the customer pays, the price of your product, how you arrive at your price, your pricing strategy, as well as how the customer pays. What distribution channel do you use to get to your end user, which is your customer? Distribution channel meaning, do you sell directly to the customer? Do you sell through a retailer? We will look at the different types of business models in a while. Do you have a middleman? Do you use a retailer? Do you use a manufacturer, and then the customer buys from the product from the middleman? So say for example you sell pepper sauce. You have to determine what distribution model that you are going to use if you want to start that business, right? So how is your user? Your user is your customer, your potential customer. How is your potential customer going to have access to your product? Are they going to come to you directly for it, or are you going to have a middleman? The middleman can be a supermarket or a retailer, as we call it, or a wholesaler. So you sell your product wholesale to a supermarket, and then the customer buys it from that supermarket. That's another form of distribution. You can also have an agent. So you're the main person producing, you're the owner, you're the entrepreneur, and then you have an agent, somebody who goes out and markets for you and sells for you, and then customers buy from that person. So that's another form of distribution. So that's different parts of your business model. We move on to types of models. As I said before, you can have a manufacturer to distribute your products or services. You can have a distributor. A manufacturer basically is the person who makes the products. So you are not the person making the product. You have somebody making it for you, and then the person purchases from that person. Or it could be that you own, so say for example you want to start making pepper sauce. You are not the one making the pepper sauce. You get somebody to do that for you, it's the manufacturer. And then when the manufacturer does everything, they bottle the product, then they offer it to you, or they give it to you rather, and then you can sell it straight to your customer, direct to direct. A distributor. So you can, in that type of business model, you can encompass a manufacturer, and the distributor will be your middleman. So the distributor will be supermarkets or the shops. Retailer as well can fall under that. Retailer would be more small scale, like the supermarkets. Distributor would be more large scale. E-commerce, you could sell your services or your products on a website, online. You could also use a subscription platform where people subscribe for a monthly supply of your pepper sauce. You can also do an online marketplace, which would fall under your website or through social media platforms. And you could also use advertising as your business model. You can advertise in the newspaper, you can advertise on radio, you can advertise on social media platforms as well. So these are some types of business models. There are a lot more types of business models. You can Google them, you can do your own research, but these are some of the types of business models that are commonplace to most entrepreneurs. Let's move on to social entrepreneurship as a business model. So there are different models, but social entrepreneurship can be one of them. Social entrepreneurship can be a business model, and we're going to look at the different reasons why social entrepreneurship can be considered as a business model. Social entrepreneurship brings you lasting happiness. As we mentioned earlier, to be a social entrepreneur, you have to have the passion to want to create change. So with that passion, not always thinking of making the next dollar, you are more focused on the impact that you create, and thus the profit will come. As I said before, it will come because it's there, you're offering a service for profit. But your main goal is to impact change, to create positive change. So social entrepreneurship brings you lasting impact. That's one of the reasons why it can be a very effective business model. Social entrepreneurship also helps you help others discover their true potential, discover their life purpose. Social entrepreneurship also connects you to that purpose, to your life purpose, because you are so focused on impacting and helping others that you, in the mix of everything, you realize your own purpose for doing what you're doing. Social entrepreneurship also is what customers want. Customers want to know that you are helping them. You're not only trying to sell them something. Customers want to have that peace of mind that they can rely on your service or your product, and that they can rely on you. And that's what social entrepreneurship does for you as a social entrepreneur, if you're interested in going into social entrepreneurship. So this, in a nutshell, is what social entrepreneurship is, and this is what it means to be a social entrepreneur. As I said before, it keeps you motivated, it keeps you on your feet to wanting to do more and wanting to create the impact that you see for yourself as a business owner and that you see that you can manifest in the lives of other people. We're going to move on to starting our business. So we have gone through the whole entrepreneurship structure, what it is, what it means to be an entrepreneur, and the different characteristics of a social entrepreneur, the different types of entrepreneurship. Now we're going to start a business for those of you who are looking to start a business or want to start a business for whatever reason that it may be. There are 10 steps that I would like to say that you should follow, but I would prefer to say that will guide you in your endeavors and in the process of starting a business. So we're going to look at the first 2 steps to start your business, and we're going to look at these steps in depth. Now, the first step is doing your research. It is very important that you always do research. You always keep abreast, as I said earlier, keep abreast with what's happening around you, keep up to date with information, read, research for your business, especially when you're starting out. Before you start, you want to know be knowledgeable rather about what you're going to offer to your potential customers. So that is why it is important to do research. Always do research. It is very important when it comes to starting your business. Most likely, you have already identified your business idea. So now it's time to balance it with a little reality. Does your idea have the potential to succeed? That's the first question that you can ask yourself. Does your idea have the potential to succeed? Is there a need for your anticipated products or services? Are there other companies offering similar products and services now? What is your competition like? You always have to research. In your research, you find out who are your competitors, especially if you're formulating at that time a business plan. You need to know who your competitors are and what do they offer. Also, you can ask yourself, how will your business fit into the market? How will your business fit into the market that you want to go into? How will your business idea or your business fit into the market that you're targeting? All right? There are a number of ways that you can identify the need for something that the market wants. There are a number of ways that you can identify that particular need, because you are starting a business because you see a need. Most times that's why we start a business. If you, as I said before, if you fall under the small entrepreneur, you may be skilled in that particular area and you just see it as an opportunity to make money. But if you have a vision for your brand or your business, then there are ways that you can identify the need that the people want, especially the people that you are targeting, including research. That's one of the ways that you can fulfill that need, that you can find out why they need it and what mindset do the people have, what inclination that they have to want to purchase what you are offering. Okay? The second step so after you do all this research, the second step would be to plan. Make a plan. If you need a plan, you will need a plan in order to make your business idea come to life. You must plan in everything, whether it's business, life, you must plan. Your plan doesn't necessarily have to go as planned, so to speak, but you have an end goal. And later on you will see that you can plan and plan and plan. You can always change your plan if it doesn't suit you or suit your business needs, but you never change your goal. A business plan is a blueprint that will guide your business from the startup phase through establishment. As we will see later, not all business plans suit all businesses, and depending on what your business needs are, you may not necessarily need an extensive business plan. There are different types of business plan for different types of businesses. So my business plan may not suit your business. The business that you want to start may not need a 30-pager business plan. It may just need a 1-pager, which we will look at later on. Moving on to steps 3 and 4, plan your finances. After you research, after you plan, we're still planning. So after you plan what your business needs are, you need to plan in terms of your finances. Put together a spreadsheet. It can be a spreadsheet, you can write it down, doesn't need to be elaborate, especially when you're starting off, but put together a spreadsheet that estimates the one-time startup cost for your business. Also in that same spreadsheet, you can also indicate expenses that you will need for a period of 12 months. And then you combine those two figures and that will be your initial startup. That is just a way of guiding and gauging what your startup costs would be. Okay, because you're not, it would be a budget, it's what we call a forecast, it's not set in stone. But to guide you, instead of just putting a random figure, especially if you're preparing a business plan, this step 3 helps you with that aspect. So just to recap, you put down, you can write it down, you can create an Excel spreadsheet if you're versed in Excel, you can use Word, just type it out, whatever that suits you, and you put together the different costs that you would need to start, your expenses that you would need to start, if you need to buy equipment, if you need to buy inventory to start. You put together a list, however you feel comfortable putting together that list of your startup costs. Then you put together another list, or it may not be a list, it may just be an estimated figure of monies that you would need for 12 months. But it might be better to do a list because you would be better able to see your fixed costs, so what you would spend every month for utilities, for example. So if you put that list together and you combine the two figures of your startup costs total and your 12-month total, when you add these two figures together, that figure should be a guide, or you can use that figure rather to include in your business plan for the section that talks about what do you need to start. Because if you just put your startup costs only, what happens after you start? You still have costs, you still would incur costs. So that is why this is a good guide for you when you are planning your business and also preparing your business plan. Step 4 talks about choosing a business structure. So after you did your research, after you planned what your business finances is going to be, what is going to cost you to start, and also what your business plan is going to look like, you need to find out what structure you want to fall under. Are you going to be a sole proprietor? Are you going to go in business with someone else? Are you going to be an LLC? Are you going to be a corporation? So step 3 and 4 is very important in starting the small business process. Let's move on to step 5 and 6. Now step 5 and 6 is where we get more technical with starting a business. There are always laws and regulations when doing things, especially when you're starting a business. So step 5 tells us that you need to pick and register your business name. You need to pick a name that is suitable, and you need to also go back to step 1 and do your research also when you're picking a business name. You need to think thoroughly before you choose a name, because your name can affect your business in the long run. Remember, you are your brand, so you want your business name to reflect you. Also, you need to check if that name that you have chosen is trademarked or it's currently in use. If it's already trademarked, you cannot use it. Then when you have completed these 2 parts in step 5, then you need to register your business name. As a sole proprietor, who many of us are, registering a business name is done at the Companies and Intellectual Properties Office, and also before you start business operations, you need to visit the Inland Revenue. Before you start doing anything in business, you need to visit them and to find out what you need. You may need a license to operate, you may need a permit. If not, it's still wise to visit them. I know when registering your business name at the company's office, they tell you after 12 months you go to Inland Revenue, I guess for taxes purposes and so on. But I would advise personally that before you start business, so when you have your business name, you register your business at companies, you go to the Inland Revenue. You can also go to You can also go to Social Security. You can also visit Social Security as well if you know you want more information, especially if you plan on hiring people and you plan on paying Social Security contributions for yourself if it's just you. Let's move on to step 7 and 8. After you have registered your business name, it is important to choose an accounting system. When I speak of an accounting system, I do not necessarily mean the QuickBooks and the Waves and the fancy ones. If you're not versed in accounting, you can simply do a spreadsheet again, or you can start off by doing simple record keeping, writing down in a particular book, just jotting down, taking a record of your expenses, of your what you spend, money going in and out. And then when you reach that stage in your business life cycle when you are comfortable enough to delve into the accounting system, then you would have already had those records from the start to input into the accounting system. Or if you are versed in accounting, you can start off with an accounting system. QuickBooks is one of the most efficient ones. There are others equivalent to QuickBooks, for example, Wave. Also, if you are not versed in an accounting system but you would like to start off using one, you can also outsource help or get help through Girls Who Go 767 perhaps, or somebody else that that is competent in the use of an accounting system. Small businesses run most effectively when there are systems in place. Your accounting system is necessary in order to create and manage your budget. You can set it up yourself, as I said, or you can get help to set it up if you are not versed in the whole accounting system and the accounting part of business. Step 8 tells us, after we have chosen our accounting system, or we have chosen the way in which we want to do our record keeping, we set up our business location. Now, it doesn't matter if your business is from home, if it's home based. Just starting off, you always need to weigh your options and choose the best options that suits your business need at that time. So especially when you're starting, if you are able, and based on your business needs, it's always based on your business needs and what you're offering, you may need to have a location. So you always need to think about your location, whether you want to have a location or you're going to have a location as you start. You always think of your location, whether your location is from home, whether it's a shared office space, whether you own a building, whatever the case may be. You need to always be mindful of what your location is. You need to think of what equipment you're going to use. You need to think about your overall setup. For example, you may be you may be working from home. You have a little setup, a desk, a computer chair, whatever your setup is. Especially when you're just starting, you need to think of what you want. You need to visualize what your business setup or your business area is going to look like. You also need to make sure that your business location works for the type of business that you're getting into. You will also need to consider if it makes more sense to buy a location, to buy a building, or to lease, to rent, or to work from home for now until you are able to get a location. Again, it all depends on your business needs and what you want to accomplish. The final 2 steps tells us that we need to get our team ready and we need to promote our business. Now, after we set up our location, we figure out what we want to do, where we want to work from, where we want to offer our services and our products from, we need to get our team ready. Now, you may not initially want to hire a person yet, based on, again, it all boils back down to what your business needs. However, if you have plans on hiring, I am so sorry for the noise in the background, ladies. I hope you don't mind, but I'm filming from home. But if you are thinking about hiring, it is always good to start the process right now. Starting the process doesn't mean going out there and looking for people or putting out vacancy notices as yet, because you're just starting. You haven't even started as yet. But the process simply means just writing down, okay, in the next 6 months I want to hire an assistant, just putting down your ideas, and then at that time later on in your business life cycle you revisit those ideas, and then it will guide you, because sometimes you forget certain things, so it's always good to write down things. You outline the positions that you need to fill. You outline the job responsibilities that are part of each position. If you are not going to hire anyone, then you might want to outsource the work. Or if you are not going to hire and you're not going to outsource, you might want to you still need a support system. So you might want to get a consultant or a mentor or just somebody to guide you with your business needs. Step 10 involves promotion of your business. So you always, after you have gone through step 1 through 9, you want to make sure that so you have started, you want to promote your business. You want to get to that point where your business is recognizable and that you start to gain traffic, especially if you're using social media platforms. Start attracting clients and customers, write a unique selling proposition, formulate an effective marketing strategy or marketing plan, which we will look at later on, and explore as many small business market ideas as possible. As we said earlier, ladies, if the plan doesn't work, change the plan. Never change your goals. Stay true to what your purpose is, what you want your business to accomplish. Stay true to that. If you have a business goal, never deter from it, because that is your guide. Your plan can always change. You may plan to do something and it doesn't work out, but never change your goal. Your goal must be true to term. We're going to look at developing business ideas. And one of the things in business that you have to bear in mind is you always need to be innovative. You always want to, think of new things that your business can offer. And we're going to look at developing business ideas when starting our business. Again, research comes back into play. You always want to research. You always want to keep abreast with information. You always want to be knowledgeable of what's happening around you. Evaluate your idea. Dissect your idea. Ensure that it's an idea worth wanting, because that is your end goal. You want people to want what you're selling. So you always need to evaluate your idea. Determine what your chances of making a profit from that idea is going to be. Is your idea truly original? Will people be willing to pay for your product or service? Who is your customer? So these are some of the things that you can take into consideration when developing your business idea. Also, you can ask yourself, will you be able to compete with existing businesses? How will you distribute your product or service? How will people get to your product? How will people get your service? How will you promote your product or your service? Marketing again. Do you need intellectual property, business registration? Are there any government restrictions? That again falls back on research. And where can you go for help in evaluating and clarifying your idea, fine-tuning your idea to suit your business needs? So these are the, things that you focus on when you're developing your business idea. Now we're going to move on to personality and skills of an entrepreneur. You have to portray a level of confidence, selling abilities. You have to be able to sell your product. You have to be independent. Be open. Remember, we spoke about having a mindset, having that desire to want to go into entrepreneurship, to want to be an entrepreneur. That's where openness comes in. That's where risk comes in. Emotionally stable. You have to be able to delegate. You cannot do everything yourself. You have to be willing to get help, and especially if you have a team, you have to be willing to let people assist you. You have to have conscientiousness, have to be able to look at profitability, and you have to be knowledgeable of what you are selling. You have to always research again, keep abreast with what you are selling, and be knowledgeable in that regard. Now that we have started our business, let's run our business. So what why are you doing what you are doing? Why did you go into business? You have to set a purpose for yourself first and foremost, and also set a purpose for your business. Determine your competitor's purpose first. You want to determine your purpose. We are running our business now, but you have to also bear in mind that there are people doing the same or similar things as you, offering the same service as you. So you have to ensure that you know what they are doing. Yes, you have to be informed and you have to be knowledgeable of your competitors. Then you'll be able to define your success. Pull your leadership team together. Get help. Get guidance. Test your purpose. Put your purpose to the test. What do you want your business to accomplish? You need to test that purpose. Live and die by your purpose. Live by your goal. If you have a goal, a certain vision for yourself, you live by it. Girls with Goals 767, for example, our vision is to ensure that every girl and every woman can and will make a difference. I live by that. Every day, I live by that. So you need to live by your business's purpose. You need to stay true to who you are. There are advantages and disadvantages of the business plan. We're going to look at the advantages first. It gives you a glimpse of the future. You'll know how to allocate your resources. It is necessary to have a business plan for credit if you need to go to the bank or if you are pitching to investors. A business plan puts everyone onto the same page. It lets people know what your business is about. You know what your business is about. I need you to know what my business is about. So that's another trait or an advantage of a business plan. It allows others to know that you're taking this business seriously. You're not only going to business just for show. It's an easy way to identify core demographics. It's an easy way for you to know who you are targeting and for people to know who you are targeting and also to gain more traffic to your business. There is a marketing element included in a good business plan. There are some disadvantages of a business plan, though it can turn out to be inaccurate. Not everything is set in stone. Too much time can be spent on it. It's a lot. You have to analyze a lot. You have to research, you have to go through different processes to get specific information because you don't want to waste your time doing a business plan and it's not effective for you. So a lot of time is spent on perfecting it. There is often a lack of accountability. A great business plan requires great implementation practices. It restricts the freedom that you had. Before you started your business, before you had a business plan, I should say, you were just running your business, you spend, you get money, you spend, and that's it. Now that you have a business plan, which is a guide, which is sort of a manual for your business, it sort of takes away the freedom that you had. It creates an environment of false certainty, and there are no guarantees with a business plan. It's just there to guide your business and to guide you along the process of establishing and growing and expanding, but it's not a guarantee. Okay? Now, a business plan is all well and good for the different needs of your business, but if you're just starting off and you just want to see what your business looks like on paper, then you don't necessarily need a 30-page business plan as yet. You can create a lean canvas, and the lean canvas was created by Ash Mariah, and he created the lean canvas just to give entrepreneurs an easier way of visualizing what their business is and what their business can become. So as you can see, the lean canvas is numbered just to guide you on how to prepare it and how to start inputting your information. So the first thing that you would input is what problem that you are solving, the 3 top problems that you are solving. The second, you would go to your unique value proposition, what makes you different from your competitors, what is special, what is so special about Girls with Goals 767, what makes you different. It should be a single, clear, precise sentence, one sentence preferably, of what makes you stand out, what makes you different. Why should I come to you instead of going to somebody else who is offering the same thing as you? Then you do your solution based on the 3 problems that you stated. What 3 solutions are you taking or are you undertaking to solve them? Then we move on to your channels of distribution. How are people going to get to your service? Then the 5th step would be your cost structure and your revenue streams, which will be filled out simultaneously. This section represents the financial aspect of your business plan. Then we move on to your key metrics. What activities, your key metrics, what objectives, what are your business objectives? And the last would be your unfair advantage. What about your product cannot be easily copied or bought? What about your business? What about your service? So this is the one-pager business plan that you can start off with, and it also serves as a guide, just like the larger business plan. Let's move on to why planning is important. It is important to plan to raise money for your business, to make sound decisions, to help you identify potential weaknesses, to communicate your ideas with investors, with stakeholders, with loan officers, with just people interested in knowing what your business is about. So now that we've started our business, now that we have run our business, we are running our business rather, it's now time to grow and expand. So we want to grow and expand our business. You need to recapture existing customers, you need to retain your existing customers, you need to capture new customers. These aspects will all help your business to grow. So you need to keep the customers that you have, but you also want to gain new customers to your business, because your business will not stay the same and at the same level forever. You want to grow, you want to expand. You need to ask for referrals, ask for help. Don't try and do everything yourself. Don't try and go at it alone. You need to ask for referrals. It also helps bring traffic to your business. Contain your costs. Don't spend everything. Don't spend lavishly because you're now making money. You need to contain and control your costs. You need to extend your market reach. Do not simplify and do not contain yourself in one market. You may have a specific target market, but try to branch out based again on your business needs and what you're offering. Participate in trade shows. Go to trainings. Participate in workshops. If there are entrepreneurial shows or events happening, open houses or trade shows, participate. That is a way to get your business out there and to let people know who you are, know what you're offering. Conquer a niche market. Conquer a target market. You are starting a business, you are targeting a specific demographic, a specific group of people. You need to perfect it before you move on to another target market. Diversify your products or services, develop franchising opportunities, expand to exporting, and choose the right growth strategy for your business. There are different growth strategies, but not all of them pertain to all businesses. So again, you have to do your research in order to develop an effective marketing strategy, which we will look at in a while, and an effective business model as well, suited to your business needs. What is business innovation? Business innovation involves new processes, new products, new services. You don't want to stick, when you're growing and expanding, you don't want to stick to the one product that you're offering, or the one service that you're offering. You want to grow, you want to expand, you want to introduce new things. So that's what business innovation involves. Why does business innovation matter? It brings value to your business, point blank. That is what business innovation does. You start a new project, you introduce a new service, you introduce a new product. It brings value to your business. People are now seeing that you are not just sticking to one thing. You want to grow, you are expanding. There are 3 different models of business innovation: revenue model, the business model, and the industry model. How do we begin business innovation? You don't fixate on goals that are distant. You fixate on things that are now. You try your best to craft and to perfect what you're doing now in order to reach those distant goals. You don't neglect your business process. You don't neglect your design of your business. You ask the right questions. Again, you don't try to do everything yourself. You ask for help. Put yourself on the forefront. Don't just do something. Do it because you have the passion to do it, and then you want to reach that success point. Create a state of flow for your business. Keep on working towards your end goal. Let others use their strengths as well. Don't try and do everything yourself. Now it's time to think about success. Here are a few categories to consider when looking for business opportunities. You look at economic trends, market trends, political support, funding or cash flow changes, government regulations, changing relationships, target audience shifts. So these are some of the things that you can consider when looking for business opportunities. Some of you are aware of the SWOT analysis, which provides a visual of what your strengths are, what your opportunities are, what your weaknesses are, and what your threats are in business. So your strengths will be areas you do well, advantages, your weaknesses, self-explanatory is what you're not good at or what you need to improve on. Your opportunities, what is existing out there that can benefit you and your business, and the threats is what that is existing out there that can be a detriment to your business or to your business survival. Then we are going to look at risk. What is risk? The risk is the degree of uncertainty and or potential financial loss inherent in an investment decision. Businesses go through risk. Some risks are unavoidable, some risks are inevitable. How do you identify business risk, you may ask? Well, you can first start off by analyzing the sources that may trigger these potential risks or these problems. You act on the risk now. You don't wait until it has grown and it is out of hand for you to deal with it. There are different types of risks, man. There are financial risks, there are economic risks. You deal with them now. You don't push them under the rug. You involve your staff. You involve the people that are close to you, that are guiding you, your team. You make a list of these specific risks and you create a record from that list that you have created so you can fall back on. Now that we have identified our business risk, how do we manage this risk? You avoid it. Stay away from the risk. If you can, leave it alone. Avoid it. You prevent it. And you contain it. Just like you contain your cost, you can contain risk as well. Now we're going to develop our effective marketing strategy. What is a marketing strategy, you may ask? A marketing strategy is all of a company's marketing goals and objectives combined into a single comprehensive plan. We're going to look at different aspects of a marketing strategy. There is the budget, there is the understanding of the customer. You have to know who you're selling to. You have to also identify your potential customers, analyze your market. When you analyze your market, you identify your potential customers. When you understand your customer, you are now able to capture new customers. Analyze your competition as well. Define what marketing mix you're going to use. Price, product, what combination of the marketing mix that you're going to utilize in your marketing strategy. Then you have the goal at the helm of everything, what your goal is, what your end goal is, what your purpose is, what your business purpose is. You have the strategy, which are the ways in which you're going to achieve that goal, and then you have the objectives, which are your measurable steps that you're going to use to get to your strategy. So we're going to look at our goal. Our goal, business goal, gives us purpose. It ensures that the company is headed in the right direction. It gives a broad outcome. It provides a way to measure our business success. It keeps all employees on the same page, and it gives employees a clear understanding. Our business strategy accomplishes our business goals. It's a combination of all decisions that we take. It secures a competitive position in the market. It is the backbone for our business. It is the roadmap which leads to the desired goals, and our business strategy are the actions performed by the business. And our objectives are specific and measurable results. They are measurable steps that we take to achieve our strategy. Our objectives act as a compass for the company, and our objectives always remain the same. You may be wondering what's the difference between a marketing strategy and the marketing plan. So we're going to look at that now. The marketing strategy is the why behind your marketing efforts. It's also the roadmap or plan for executing your strategy. The marketing strategy also outlines what you're offering, what you're selling, how you will deliver it, to whom you will deliver it. Whereas the marketing plan outlines what you will do with what you're offering, how and where you will do it, when you will implement it, and how you will track your success. Developing an effective marketing strategy, how to do that? You identify your business goals, you state your marketing goals, you research your market, you profile your potential customers, you profile your competitors, you develop your strategies to support your marketing goals, you use the 7 P's of marketing, and you test your ideas. Ladies, simplicity is the medicine for entrepreneurship. I cannot stress that enough. When you're starting your business, it's always important to keep it simple, not to jump the gun, and always remember that your success will come. You got this, ladies. Thank you so much for taking this video course. I do hope that you enjoyed it, you made it to the end. Do not forget that you can do the quiz at any time. The deadline for doing the quiz, all quizzes, if you're doing all 4 masterclasses, would be in November. And if you're interested in doing volume 2, then you just send me a message and I will register you on my end. Thank you so much, ladies, and see you next time.